Hi everyone, and welcome back to Sit in It for a Bit on a Sunday with Arne and Carlos, and we are as always your hosts.
Arne and Carlos.
And we are back again with our podcast, Sit in It for a Bit, which actually means you sit in it for a bit while we recap the story of our lives here in Norway where we live. We are knitting or knitwear designers, and we've been working as designers for a very long time. And we're interested in a whole bunch of things, not necessarily only knitting.
No.
And usually we talk about lots of fun and creative things. So welcome to our podcast if you've never been here before, and hopefully you will be inspired. And those who follow us regularly, I'm sure will be able to pick up where we left off the last time we were here, which was a month ago.
A month ago. Was that was the Eric video? Or was that
Oh,
Sit
no,
and
no,
Knit?
no. The Eric video was 2 weeks ago.
That's
so
2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
so the first tutorial that we actually did in this room, so we're inside Arne's studio now. We've actually recorded at least one Sit in It for a Bit here already, but I don't think people have noticed it because we're sitting facing a wall with Arne's dollhouse and his doll things. But last week we're actually sitting in front of the table, the same table. 2 weeks ago, I was sitting here and Arne was facing me, and the camera was on that side with the view of the lake. So now you get your orientations. And we got a lot of feedback over how beautiful the studio is.
And I think it looked nice because it's a new setting. I think this is a good place for the recording because we don't have to move stuff in the other rooms.
Yeah.
Because this is already cluttered.
Yeah.
So, and we have all the things we need around us. We don't have to carry things to other rooms, which I find really stressful sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it is.
and it's not only this house, we have the storage house also, where a lot of things are stored. So,
Yeah, cluttered is a good word for what we can see around here. There's a lot of stuff in here, for sure.
Yeah.
And my tip to you, Arne, is as long as you keep it like this and don't let the things take over, we'll be fine.
yeah. But I think I need more room. What they call this? People start these things on the internet sometimes.
Yeah, declutter.
No. People do this. What is it called?
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe. People do that.
GoFundMe.
Yeah. My English is perfect, by the way. No, yeah, and people do that, so maybe that's what we should do. We should do a GoFundMe.
Not found, fund. F-U-N-D, fund. GoFundMe.
Fund me, and build a new extension, a new wing.
Or, I mean, let me put it this way. We don't need more room. You need better organizational skills.
No, but there's no place to organize. What about those big floor looms we have?
There's
3 of them.
Yeah, those are in the warehouse.
Yeah, you can get one in here, but then you have to take all the furniture out.
They're not coming in.
No, exactly.
They're not coming in. I mean, that's where I put my foot down. The looms.
And also the doll houses and the doll things should have a special room.
Well, you could do but we have the warehouse that we're renovating as well. So, you'll have space there. But really, no, I mean, you don't need more space. You need to organize things in a good way. And, one thing in, one thing out is not going to work for you, obviously. But, I mean, now and then you might look at what you have and say, okay, I'm done with this. I'll just...
Well, I'm good at it now. I'm actually carrying a lot of stuff now from this room to the storage house when I'm finished with things. But then again, I have to look for it. Like now we came home and I started to knit this sock for the folk costume in Setesdal. And when I unpacked my suitcases, it disappeared.
Yeah,
I have no clue where it is. I've been looking all over.
Yeah, and it looks like the suitcase eats socks because
not
only did your sock from Setesdal disappear, but also we took with us our folk costume stockings on a trip that we just did recently, and we took them because we were doing a class on traditional Norwegian cables.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people actually, let's talk a little bit about the cables. A lot of people think that Norway, the knitting traditions in Norway are only about color work. But as a matter of fact, we wear all our traditional garments for folk costumes for many occasions every year, and or Bunad, as they're called in Norwegian. We wear them constantly, not constantly, but very often. and usually they come with a stocking. And maybe you should go in. You're very near here, so why don't you go and fetch the stocking that is?
But then you can show this one.
We'll show this one.
This is the one I started like a few years ago.
You know what? I'll go and you can show that.
Yeah, I started this. You have clothes on.
Yes, I do.
Well, for a change. So this is something I started many years ago, and I found out that I didn't have enough yarn because this was another dye lot. Then this was a leftover actually. So I tried to find the same color, and it was all another dye lot. So I had to start a new one. But this cable is kind of interesting. It's a very cool pattern.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually down to the heel, but I have to take out a few rounds because I tried it on a bit too late. So it's a bit too long.
Yeah.
And I saw it just a few days ago.
It's probably here under the chaos somewhere. I'm
but
sure.
I guess I can keep that.
Yeah.
When I find it, I keep it for the next trip. Is that the one next? Is that the one to
We're going
England?
to the UK, yeah. We're very excited about
So I
starting
can
the
knit-
garden
knit.
season now.
Yeah, I can knit in the
Yeah.
bus.
Anyway, I went into the other room just to show you what we lost. So has anybody seen this? We suspect it is in Illinois. So if
Somewhere.
somewhere between Elgin and Geneva. If anyone has seen this stocking in Illinois, please let us know. And if you have seen it in Illinois, then you know it's ours. So we brought these because we were doing a class on traditional Norwegian cable knitting, which we do have a lot of thanks to the Bunad that we wear. Both men and women wear these in Norway for 17 Mai, 17th of May, when they're wearing, all their national costumes, full costumes and all that. And yeah, they're very beautiful. And we brought.
But I think we have to buy yarn and and knit another pair.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So this is how bad it is. So we've only got 3. If Arne and I go out on May 17th, which is Constitution Day, we should actually be wearing these stockings together with knee trousers, breeches, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And the whole thing. You've probably seen us wearing them before on Instagram, or because we do post when we are wearing our full costumes. The last time we post about them, I think it was. It was in connection with the baptism of my goddaughter Zoe. And that was also the time when the traditions of wearing Bunad went into the UNESCO World Heritage List. So that was a great, great thing. Anyway, so May 17th, Constitution Day, is approaching. And we panicked because now we only have 3. We're missing 1. And Arne, who is a little knitting wizard, he could probably knit one. But we are really busy. We have so much to do that it's not realistic. So we panicked, and you know what we did? Okay, so this is what we did. We panicked so hard. We were supposed to go to England on May 18th because we're doing a garden tour, as we do every year. And when we realized that one of the stockings was gone, we panicked so hard that we changed our flight to leave on Constitution Day, May 17th, because then all we need to do is get in our car, drive to the airport, go through security and leave, and therefore no one will notice that we have a stocking missing because we won't be wearing our Bunad because we're going to be leaving the country. That's how bad, that's how much we panicked.
I think this is probably leftover maybe they're not the same.
No, they're difficult. You see, and then that's the next issue. These Bunads are very important, and you have to do everything properly. And so we need to get, we need to knit 2 stockings with the same dye lot. So
I could have unraveled, but you see, this is not even the same.
No, we need
a difference.
So we need to get yarn for 2 new stockings, unless somebody in Illinois has found this. So if anybody in Illinois has seen this, we suspect it's in Illinois because we realized it was missing when we arrived at Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
So if anybody has seen this stocking, please call us. And
But now the good thing is that now.
Should we issue a reward? Yeah. Like you get a Zoom meeting with free a free class on
cable
if you find the stocking for us.
Yeah. But Now we have one in reserve.
Yeah, we have a
reserve,
spare.
a spare.
Yeah.
So if something
No,
happens,
Arne, we don't have a spare. We have 3.
no, we have 2 and we have 1 because they are
No, no,
the
no, no, no,
same
no.
dialot.
Yeah, but we have 3. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. We have a spare.
Yeah.
Because those were knitted in the same dye lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a catastrophe.
But we're gonna go and get yarn.
Yeah,
Maybe tomorrow.
yeah, but you don't have time to make them. No, we're gonna get the yarn in August.
We get the yarn in
Right,
August,
yeah.
and then we can knit them on the cruise.
Of course, then there's the other alternative because there is a solution. The question is, what do people? So in Norway, 80% of the women and about 30% of the men have a bunad, which means they have stockings like this. So, and not everybody in Norway knits. So the question is, what do all the other people that don't knit do? Well, they go to the shop.
And they buy a pair.
They go to the husfliden and they buy a pair. Yeah. They're hand knitted though. They're going to be $350.
I don't want to buy them because I'm so picky with tension.
Right. Yeah, but anyway,
and
Arne.
I've seen some of the one you can buy, and they are loose. The tension is very loose on some of them, and I like the tight tension because you want to have them nicely on
Plus
your leg.
They cost 350, 400 euro or dollars.
Yeah.
It's just very expensive. And when you can make them yourselves, well, when you can make them yourself.
You could do it,
well,
it takes time. You
so,
can show the other
Arne,
project.
If we do them at my speed, we will have to escape Norway on 17. Mai every year for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
So we'll have to do that. So yeah, I mean...
But the irony of it all is that this one, which is the most complicated pattern, this one is hidden behind a long trousers.
For the men's, yeah.
For the men's, you can't even see them. So I can actually wear just socks.
And it's so insane. So it's so insane that for the men's, so the most complex stocking, it's so complex that that it's, I mean, even you make mistakes when you knit it. It's so complex, and then imagine that's the only full costume, the one from Setesdal that you also have. It's the only one where
only one choice
where the trousers are long. all the others have short trousers,
or long,
where the stockings are
like
visible.
Gudbrandsdal, you can choose long trouser or short, but in Setesdal is only long, one choice.
Right, and then it gets worse for women. So it gets even worse for women because women in Setesdal, they wear the same stocking with the same intricate pattern, but in black. And it is so difficult to knit this in black that they don't. No. They knit it in white, and then they have to dye.
At least they did in the old days.
Oh, I think they still do it
they
today.
Probably do.
I mean, are you kidding me?
I wouldn't do this in black. No, this.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That's not possible.
That's not possible.
It's impossible because it is so... I mean, did you show the craziness?
Yeah, but then if you did this in black, you have to sit in full daylight, and most people don't have time to do that.
And then Arne's suggestion was, okay, so this is the suggestion. Okay, you wear the stockings, because I only have one bunad. Mine is from Lillehammer, or from Gudbrandsdalen anyway. We got the fabrics at the Lillehammer Husfliden, and we made them during the pandemic under the guidance of Marie, who is the aunt of our nephew's wife. So anyway, I only have the short version of the trousers, so I need the stockings.
You need stockings.
And then Arne's suggestion was, well, I can wear the Setesdal bunad on Constitution Day this year with tennis socks, because nobody's going to see it.
No one will see it. Or just white socks.
But then the problem, the problem is that the socks are thicker, so your shoes are bigger, and you're not going to be able to walk.
You can put soles.
Yeah, you can put soles. Anyway, we just went crazy.
We're going to make a new pair.
Right, and we just went crazy. We panicked. We changed our flight, which means we have to add another hotel night in London. So at the end of the day, this is costing us much more in hotel than what it would have cost probably if we bought a new pair.
I think it would, actually.
There you go. That's crazy.
And we didn't have to go out.
That's crazy math.
We didn't have to go anywhere on 17th of May either. The spring is so early, we could be at home and we could work in the garden.
You know that's not possible. They mob you here in Norway. No. If you're at home on May 17th, are you crazy? We can't. We have to be...
Well, we have friends who want us to come, I guess. So
anyway, problem solved. We're going to London.
Yeah.
We're going to spend 2 nights in London prior to our trip. our garden tour, and you know what that means, don't you? We're gonna go to Liberty.
Yeah.
We're gonna buy
We're
fabrics.
gonna go to Benjamin Pollock's toy
We're gonna go to
store.
Benjamin Pollock's.
And this nice store next to where we bought the prints of the jockey.
Oh God, that's
The street that is in Harry Potter, but
Yeah.
there's a sign saying this is not the street from Harry Potter.
right. It's called. Hang on, I'm gonna look at my phone because I love that street. I just can't remember the name right now.
It's a very nice street. There are a few antique stores there, and there's a store who sell vintage prints, and it's a really
It's
nice.
here it is. No, that's in France. That's in Paris. That's another street. Oh, where is the? Oh God. It's an alley in London.
Yeah, it's not
It's-
diagonal.
No. It's in
not
the
that one.
No, it's not that one. It's in the West End.
Yeah,
So
it's not far from Benjamin Pollock.
It's Cecil, maybe.
I don't know.
Cecil.
I
I think it is.
I think it was.
Wait, let me go. Let me go back in time. I'm gonna go back to last year.
But there was a street in Harry Potter with the same name, I think. So I think there was a sign that said.
Oh, this is it. But
It's not-
what is it? There's no. I have a picture here, but it
So
just
you
says
have to
theater.
swipe up and then you
Oh,
see the
okay.
map.
Where's the map? Oh, there it is.
Look, I'm so good.
You are very
with every
good.
technical thing.
So it is.
It's called.
It's called Cecil Court.
Was that in Harry Potter?
I think so. No, but the street. It's very nice.
I
Cecil
think,
Court, London. Yeah. You see, if you Google it,
oh yeah.
Cecil Court.
So maybe it doesn't have.
They ask if it's the diagonal alley from
Oh yeah,
Harry
that's
Potter.
why people mix it.
Yeah.
Think that that's the inspiration.
So it's a
behind
very lovely street. It's in the West End of London. It has little shops. It has a couple of antique shops. It's a couple of bookstores. There's the print shop that we love.
Really nice.
And it's, I mean, you kind of just stumbled upon it. It's a great place to go. And then there's another really nice street in Bloomsbury that I really like. It's called Lamb's Conduit Street.
Yeah, what was that again?
Remember we went to this interior designer store called Pentrith and Hall.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, that area
nice.
that area is super
Yeah.
nice.
So see, we have so much to do.
Yeah,
when
we have a
go
lot
London.
to do in London.
And there's this store with vintage clothing where you buy clothes by the kilo.
Yeah, or
We
pound.
found or pound,
I don't know, kilo, pound.
whatever. we found some really nice shirts there.
Hmm.
And you talked about the prints. We haven't shown this.
Oh yeah.
This is something the carpenters found when they
yeah.
fixed
This
this
is-
room, but it's in two pieces. But this is
It's amazing. This is
Nordic pattern tidene.
Yeah. So please,
journal.
Arne, refresh my memory now. How I can't. I remember them giving this to us, but when and
When they did the roof on this.
oh right.
No, in the old messy room, the
Right,
guest room.
yeah, the
they
room-
opened the,
Right, your old office that is now the
Yeah.
guest room
And then this came out
from the roof
from the roof.
in two parts.
It's from the 5th of April 1906. But it has broken in two parts.
Yeah.
But look, there's like this old pattern, nice for inspiration. There's a lot of nice
Yeah.
things, pictures. This is very nice, actually. So look at all this.
Yeah, it's lovely.
A lot of inspiration.
And then it says journal.
Yeah.
So it says Nordisk Mønstertidene, so Norwegian pattern daily or pattern weekly maybe,
maybe, yeah.
or pattern monthly. So it's like it's either a monthly or a daily, monthly,
Journal.
weekly journal for patterns. And then it says journal for toilette og damehåndarbeide. So that's very old. That's very
So-
old Norwegian. It's a journal for toilet and women's handwork.
Yeah.
But actually, not toilet, not the toilet. The room where you go.
No, it's
the toilet.
The powder room.
No.
No.
Toilette in French.
Where you put your makeup on?
Right.
Yeah.
The word toilette means actually in French, it actually means it's for evening wear. So the evening toilette actually means the gala. So if you get an invitation from the King of Sweden for a gala dinner, it will actually put in the invitation evening toilet.
Toilet.
And toilet in this sense...
If you're a Norwegian, you will be very confused.
Yes.
What do I do now?
But in this particular sense, toilette means actually what you're wearing. And if we go to France and you groom your dog in France, le toilettage means the grooming of the dog. So toilette is actually grooming.
Yeah.
So in this case, it actually means the journal for handwork, for women's handwork and grooming, or for grooming and handwork.
But it's
very cool.
It's very cool because it has this old pattern. Look at this crochet. No, there it is. This crochet flower. Look at this one, Carlos.
Yeah.
The crochet flower. Looks interesting, and it's all written with Gothic
font.
font.
Yes.
Not the headliner, but
no, the headline.
All this.
I would say the headline is very Art Nouveau, wouldn't you? It's very Biedermeier.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So I think this there's a description how to make this crochet flower. So that's something we should try.
Yeah.
So, but this is nice. I think it's so fun when you find these things,
especially in our own house.
Yeah, and we have a few of these old magazines lying around, but this one it's being used as insulation up in the attic.
Yeah.
So there was like sawdust on top.
Yeah.
So
it's funny though how we've lived 25 years in this house, and only now have we found this in the roof.
Yeah. You never know, it can be more up there.
I mean, these are so cute.
So this is fun.
Yeah. Anyway, toilette in the sense of your grooming, your evening wear or whatever.
And talking about ladies' toilettes.
And you know eau de toilette as well, right? That's cologne.
Yeah, I know.
It's the evening or the toilet water for your toilette, your grooming.
But look what I made. I finished a new dress for the Setesdal. This is with our fabrics. And she has this cloth rack now.
Yep.
That's why she needed a dollhouse. She needed a room for her dresses. But we've been doing thrift shopping, and
we've been thrifting,
and I found these bags with doll clothes. They cost nothing. So imagine how much work we do doing these doll clothes. And when they end up in a thrift store, you get them for like 100 kroner, like
100 kroner,
$10 or 10 euro.
Yeah, $10, $10.
So this dress was in one of the bags. It had just this simple silk. It was just a silk lining and a silk front, and I put sequins on them.
Yeah, and I like I have to say, we were talking about it yesterday, and Arne was wondering what to do about the edge. And I said, I actually like it like that. I like the frail.
Yeah.
It's frailing because it hasn't been sewn.
I think we should leave it like that.
I think we should definitely leave it like that. Or the only thing I would do is maybe about 1 centimeter above the edge. I would sew just a straight seam to stop it from frailing more. But then let it frail up until that. But yeah, the frailing is actually quite nice. Yeah. It gives it a little bit of I like it.
But this one was like this much big for the doll, so I took it apart and I made a dart in the front, and I sew it in like at least 1 centimeter on both sides. And now it's very fit. Now she can actually use it, or I just have to put press buttons on the back so you can see. But this is actually very fun. You go to a thrift store and you find bags with old doll clothes that is not made for your doll,
and then you
redesign it.
Yeah, you refit it. It's like a whole new thing for Arne to do now. He can redesign it's so doll's clothes.
Because I found so many.
Yeah.
So now this will look like this.
Yeah. If you take it away from a distance so everybody can see the whole. Yeah, there you go. Thing. That's a beautiful look.
But I think I need to put some straps in there,
I also
so I can put it on the hanger.
And I also love this little
that
number.
One actually. I'm also changing this one a little bit because
so nice.
This one had on the sleeve, it had like a rubber, and the rubber was
elastic,
and the elastic was rotten.
Okay, yeah.
So I opened it, I took the elastic out, and I sewed this on again. So now I'm going to find like a little round elastic and put that on. And I think my plan was to make it a different curve. may go up like this, but then it looks strange on the doll. So it will have the same sleeve, but no lace under the arm and a ruffle. But it looks really good on her. And this is not made for this doll.
No.
I'm not sure what kind of
But
doll
it looks
they are made
beautiful on
for.
her. I love it. I love the volume.
But this one is actually very nice on her.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But now this dress will drop.
Not if you hold it from the back.
I need to put on those press buttons.
But it is beautiful.
But this can actually be used as is. You
Yeah,
see that's a beautiful outfit.
It is. It's gorgeous.
She looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And now this dress is easy because I have this pattern which I can easily make into just a corset,
Yeah.
and you can do similar dresses.
So instead of
She came out really nice.
making new clothes, Arne is now refitting old clothes.
I'm doing a little bit of everything, but you can. This is funny. You haven't seen this one, because there was another doll. There was like clothes for another doll also.
Okay, I haven't seen.
And
I can see
smaller.
that I haven't seen that.
And I had no clue how to put this on. Look, well, how do you put this on? You can tie it everywhere. And no clue how it should be.
It's nice.
But she looks like I'm choking
It looks
her.
like she's choking, but yeah, fun.
And there were actually a few clothes that fit her. So
Yeah.
So now we have more clothes for her and the chair doll, and we have more for the Tjorven, the Norwegian doll. This dress is also kind of cool. We washed it in the washing machine because they smelled very
Oh yeah, I have some
bad.
more to wash.
But this one is way too big and it's open in the sides, so I'm gonna sew it in. This will fit the doll. There's so many we can show later when I have redesigned them.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's actually very funny.
Yeah. And then in Charleston, Arne, we did a few bargains.
Yeah,
We went to this antique mall and we got a couple of vintage Kens and Barbies.
Because we don't have the vintage ones, and we found these two.
Oh, and then one more that we bought for our friend.
Yeah, so these two, and they have original clothing.
Yeah, they're very nice. I like the Ken. I think the Ken's fantastic.
But they're very cute.
Yeah.
So
I love the garments that he's wearing as well. It's very stylish.
Yeah, I think they're very nice.
Very nice Ken.
And we never had these old ones. We should wash her hair. But then I have this plan, because you remember this book.
Look at this. It's even got a zipper.
Yeah, it's
so well made. And this is the original clothing that he had when he was new. So.
But look, we have this book. Have you shown this before? Have you shown this book before?
Golden Gyllene Snitt.
Yeah, this book is a book my mother used when she made clothes for her when she was younger. So all you get is, let me find a nice picture. You have a picture, like those wedding dresses, for example. That's what you have. And then in the back, there are these small patterns. And there was a special ruler here. Yeah. This is also from the book. This is to make curves. So this is a ruler for curves. And there was something you should put on a tape measurement, and then you enlarge this to your size. And this is what my mother used when she did clothes. Yeah. And I know the Barbies from the 50s and 60s, they fit these clothes.
They do, yes.
You just have to enlarge them. And this one popped up. This is made exactly the way that some Barbie clothes, doll clothes are made now. There's no seam in the armhole. See?
And then a quick Norwegian lesson. Det, gyllene snitt, if you put the book up. So det is an article like the. And then you've got gyllene, which means golden. The golden. Snitt means, actually snitt is the cut of the clothes, the way the clothes are cut. So in this case, probably a good translation would have been the golden proportions. Yeah. Maybe something like that, or the golden.
That's actually a good word. The
golden proportions, in the sense that it's the way the perfect cut of clothing, and this is very much for the 1950s. This is how people looked back in the 1950s.
But it's amazing, because I looked at one of these, and when I look at the patterns, there's no description.
No, not at all.
What the pieces are. It's like you have to enlarge them and cut them and see where they fit.
Yeah, I would
So
think.
I think it's very nice.
I would think that this was a book that a lot of seamstresses had back then, and then they get the croquis from Paris,
Yeah.
the drawings of
Well, we
the
have a lot of those also.
They would get the drawings from the latest fashions in Paris, and then people would go to their seamstress, and then they look through the new sketches and drawings, and then they'd pick, I want this one, I want that one, and then the seamstress using this book and her skills or his skills.
No,
if he was
because
a tailor.
here you got a pattern. But if you look at, we have a lot of those croquis books there, and croquis
Croquis, yes.
croquis books, and there's only a drawing.
Right. Yeah.
And we have some of these where the lady or the man who made the garments has written the name of the lady,
The customer,
the customer, and all the measurements, and then they made the garments from the drawing. But in this case, there's also a pattern, but you have to enlarge it.
Yeah. This was back in the day when everybody was dressed beautifully with very well made, well tailored clothing. It's changed a lot since then. I mean, nowadays, if you want to buy well tailored clothes, the only thing available is couture, which you cannot afford unless you are a millionaire, because the clothes, it's hundreds of thousands of money. But if you go vintage, you can still today find pretty things from the 50s, 60s, 70s that were very well made. You could just look at the way they're made, the seams, the lining, all these things, right? So today, the only affordable way to wear very well tailored clothes is either you make them yourself or you go for vintage.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
think I remember.
Or couture if you're a billionaire.
But my mother had at least, when I grew up, she had at least 3 dresses that she made from this.
Oh yeah.
And they were beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
Very beautiful. Well made with the lining. And lining, talking about lining, I did garments for the Setesdal for our friends for this doll, and I do the lining. But sometimes when I finished it, I was thinking maybe I'm going overboard all the time with all the lining. But then we went to our friend Anne, and she has also a lot of dolls, and
she had that couture doll.
Yeah, we went through the box and with one doll just to look at the clothing, and it was well made.
Yeah,
so
I wrote down the
I don't
name.
feel bad anymore because I spend so much time doing the lining because it looks good. So like on this one also has lining. I didn't do a facing, but you could have done that to do it more like for people. But
The doll was called Kitty Collier.
yeah,
And
it
our
looks
friend,
nicer.
our friend said, Robert Tonner was the designer, I think, of the doll. It's
Also,
beautiful.
I was. This is something I've been looking for a long time. This magazine. I really, I've been looking all over for it. And
What is it?
yesterday, Alle
Oh,
kvinner.
all women. Alle, all kvinnor, women. All women.
This is from 1st of December 1965, and it cost 1 krone and 75
So
øre.
175 in kroner.
And I knew I had it somewhere, and I've been looking all over, and I found it because this also had doll patterns,
Yeah.
and there's some sewing and some knitting.
Yeah.
So, but it's very nice. I can show if I find it. There it is. So this is for Barbie, and what's the name of the other one, the small one?
Skipper.
Skipper.
And then there's Midge.
This is for
There's
Barbie,
Barbie,
and
Skipper, Midge.
So this is, I'm gonna try some of these patterns also.
Very nice.
So we have a lot of plans.
Absolutely. So anyway, back to the studio. Let's talk a little bit more about the studio. We as we were saying in the beginning, we filmed here 2 weeks ago, and the thing about filming here also is the amazing light that we get. We get light from the south, the west, and the north. And right now there's so much light because we've got such beautiful weather that we've had to bring down the blind, which is made in my favorite fabric.
I love that fabric.
Yeah,
It's
so
good for the room.
Arne designed the whole studio himself. He decorated everything himself. He decided all the colors himself. But I suggested the fabric, and he loved it. So, and it fits very well in here. It's from a French maker called Antoinette Poisson.
That's another place worth seeing if you go to Paris.
Yeah, so if you go to Paris, Rue Saint-Sabin, it's in the 11th arrondissement, in near the Bastille. And Antoinette Poisson is actually the maiden name or the real name of Madame de Pompadour.
Yeah.
So it's all inspired by the 18th century French, but as you can see, it's got a twist. So it's 18th century France reinterpreted with a fun contemporary twist. They specialize in paper, so they make beautiful sheets of paper.
We also got that.
And wallpaper. We're gonna line a piece of furniture,
like a drawer,
a cabinet,
yeah,
with wallpaper, and then we got the fabric there. And then the color, everybody's loving the color as well of the walls. They were mentioning that a lot in the first tutorial that we did 2 weeks ago. And yeah, the story of the color is that
I walked through the room one morning, and my plan was, I was thinking we need a red room, and I was thinking this could be a nice red room. And then I passed by the door in the morning, and it was yellow from the wood, and it looked so nice. It was so refreshing when you wake up and you see the yellow.
Very lovely.
I said to Carlos, we can't do red. And the more I thought about red with the white roof, because the roof is going like this, it would look like an envelope.
Yeah,
and
the alternative, of course, that we could have fixed easily by painting the roof red as well.
But then it would be heavy.
Yeah,
also.
I was thinking already before that red would have been a suitable color for a dining room that you only use in the evenings, right? A red dining room with with candles, right? That would be fantastic in red. An evening room, right? A day room with a lot of light. You need to take advantage of that. And then one morning Arne came and said, I want a yellow room. Yeah. And I was very much relieved that you decided to do yellow here.
I'm happy with this yellow.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm happy with a color, I like to keep it.
Yeah, unlike me, I like to change.
You want to change.
Yeah.
I don't like to change if it works.
Now the next step, because we painted, or Arne decided to paint the walls and the roof yellow. So the whole room is yellow, and when we get the light in, the walls just glow. It's really nice. And you feel very much it's a day room, and it's lovely here. But painting the ceiling yellow made us think about the ceiling downstairs. We painted our dining room in a mustard yellow tone called India yellow.
The cow pea.
Right. Mango. That's when you feed in India. You feed cows mango, and then the pea is. Yeah.
Don't we have that color in one of these rooms?
Yes, I do believe we do.
Yeah, we have it down. Oh, you can't see it.
Down there, you can't see.
We have the same.
Anyway, yeah. And then we've got a living room that is dark blue, very dark. It's a very winter living room. We call that. What's the winter room?
Yeah.
The color is Hague blue, also from Farrenball. It's very dark. It resembles, it's kind of like Dutch painting from the old master painting from Holland kind of look.
And that's a good color, especially in the winter.
The problem is the ceilings are white in both rooms, and we're now realizing that we need to do something. So we're actually considering painting the ceiling in the dining room in a very light pink. To match the mustard walls. I think that could be quite nice. And then we were talking to the people where we buy the paint, and they were suggesting maybe looking at some very light green paint for the ceiling in the living room.
If you take a picture in the room and you get the ceiling, it's so much ceiling.
And it's all white.
And it's white.
Yeah.
So we're going to change it. But we can do it when it gets warmer, maybe, or...
Yeah, but, we're going to Oslo tomorrow, so
maybe
we should go and get some sample pots for that.
But there's so many things there we have to move around, so that's what I'm most worried about.
But it is what it is. And then we've got our sitting room upstairs, which is in setting plaster.
But that should also have another color.
And we should do... The walls are... the ceiling is very cold. It's in a very cold white, and I think we should... change that into a warmer white, maybe a taupe.
Or do everything pink.
Or do everything in the same color. That would also be nice. Yeah. But I think taupe would be nice.
I don't know. Taupe is white?
Taupe is like no, it's more of a beige, like a warmer. It's a warmer white.
I like to have colors around.
Yeah.
Like before, everything was white in this house. Like when we came here, because it was so easy, and
now we've changed it all.
I can't have just white rooms anymore.
Mm.
It's so nice you walk into a room and you feel you're actually in another room because of the color and everything. So it's a different experience.
Yeah.
In each room.
It is,
which
absolutely.
I like.
Anyway, stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on the colors we choose. A lot of people do enjoy our painting and interior decorating choices. So maybe one day we'll show you the colors and side by side what they look like. So the podcast is reaching its end.
Yeah, I think we have a meeting.
We do have some stuff to do, and we've been jumping a lot. So, we started talking about the studio, then we went through a lot of things. Let's finish on going back to the stocking again.
Yeah.
Again, in Illinois there may be one stocking. It's ours
on the loose.
On the loose, yeah. So anyway, inspired of the traditional Norwegian cables that are in a lot of stockings to the traditional Bunad, the full costumes that we wear in Norway, we've created a new scarf design. Do you want to show that and talk about it a little bit?
So this is a mix of some pattern you find on one of the folk costume stockings, but we also looked at the wood carvings.
Which they may have been inspired by that. Everything's inspired by each other.
So it looks like this. It might have been done with something before, but we don't know. But we just tried and moved the stitches, the cables.
Yeah.
It came out like this.
It's very nice.
I think it came out nice. This is also knitted in Norwegian wool. I think the 300 grams was enough.
Yeah.
So 6 balls.
6 balls of yarn, and the color. The pattern is really simple and quite fun to knit.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, this is not hard.
No, not at all.
Not as the other one, the sock.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. The sock.
This is easier.
Yeah. So it's
and
fun.
I think we had done a tutorial on it also.
There is a tutorial coming.
Yeah.
There's a tutorial coming. Yeah, absolutely. But we've now posted the pattern on our web shop. So if you want to knit a simple cable scarf with actually a quite beautiful pattern, all you need to do is go to arnecarles.com and you can get it there. And it looks like this. It's really nice. Wow, it's also glowing in this beautiful room, huh? Yeah. Everything's glowing here. It is so lovely.
Oh. But we have 4 scarves now in Norwegian wool.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
This is number 4.
This is the 4th scarf. So also, if you haven't knit the others, we're doing a little bundle as well on our web shop. Yeah. So you could go and check it out and see if it's something you'd like to do. It's 4 different cables, and they're all inspired from the heritage that we have in Norway when it comes to cable knitting, which is just as much traditional as the colorwork that we have in our country. We're kind of like the colorwork designers, but in fact, we can do other things as well.
It's actually quite fun looking for the cable and the knit and purl patterns in the socks, because there's a lot of things to work with. So.
And now the challenge, Arne, would be if you show again your very complicated stocking. The challenge would be, where is it?
Where is it?
Oh, it's gone.
No, it's over there.
So the challenge would be to create a scarf inspired by that one, and
this one.
Yeah.
But that would be
If you turn it around, it's got a lot of.
You see, this is where the
craziness
the
happens.
Calf is coming. A calf, is that the word?
Yeah, the calf. Yeah.
Legging. Yeah. So it's a nice pattern, but this cable is not easy.
No, not at all. And last but not least,
we have to show your project.
Yeah, last but not least, we did talk about how far I've come in my stocking, and so yeah, I've come a little bit further now, and I might take it apart because
why?
I'm not happy with some stitches down here; they're very uneven. But yeah, it's I put the heel in.
It's even under your foot; no one will see it.
Well, it's your stocking.
Oh yeah,
or it's your sock.
I won't see it.
So I put the heel in, and I'm knitting now 3 knit, 1 purl on the whole thing in the round. And on the foot, it's 3 knit, 1 purl only on the top, and it's stockinette on the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm taking it with me to England, and I will make a decision on the bus. We will be traveling It's going to be a fun trip. We're going to travel to the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
Actually, we're going to start in London, as we said, do all the things we love there before the tour starts. Then we're meeting our group of people in Windsor, which is the perfect place for a meeting because it's so near Heathrow. So everybody can, get to Windsor in like 20 minutes from the
We're gonna
airport.
go on a
And
boat trip.
we were supposed to do Windsor Castle, but we're going to do a boat trip on the river instead. And then we're going to just visit a lot of amazing gardens, including, the more famous ones, Sissinghurst, Hitcote, Rousham.
Yeah.
And we were very lucky, by the way. We got tickets for Highgrove. So the group is definitely, including Arne and me, we're definitely going to see His Majesty the King's gardens
That's
in
a
his
very
private
nice garden.
residences
And
or
you're not
residence at
allowed to
Highgrove.
take pictures. You have to buy the book.
You can't take pictures. You can't do videos. It's all very strict. The group can only be 26 people, and you can only walk with the guide. You can't deviate, and all that. But it is a treat. We've done it once, and we never thought we were going to get it again because May, the second half of May, particularly, is a time. It's probably the best time to visit English gardens for blooms. I mean, from mid-May to and all up until the end of June is fantastic, and that's probably the time when the king wants to spend
Yeah, probably.
time in his beautiful gardens in
And
Highgrove.
we can't say no to that.
Right. So when he's in residence, we're not allowed in. But, the one day he's not in residence in May, we got tickets. So we've been extremely lucky and we're very excited about that. So, that will be happening on May 28th.
Yep.
But, Highgrove is just one of many other
Yeah.
amazing gardens in England. So we'll be seeing quite a few of our favorites and a couple of gardens that we've never seen before. So it is going to be a treat for all of us, including us.
Yes. And this ear is itchy. You know what that means?
Somebody's calling us?
No, I get good news.
Oh, well.
It's on the heart side.
Okay, so we've got a few things to do now, so we'll have to leave you guys.
Yeah.
And we really hope that you have enjoyed this podcast. And if you have, please give us a big thumbs up. Like and subscribe as well. I mean, all that helps us with the algorithms and all these things that are going on in YouTube. And for additional content, you could become a member if you'd like. And we do post a lot of fun stuff over our members area, including weekly short catch-ups. We've got monthly shenanigans, cooking episodes, garden episodes, I think. We may do a few. We've got live streams with Knitting Help, badges, emojis, and all sorts of fun things. And we've got a lovely community there as well. I mean, just as lovely as here, just smaller. So anyway, if you're interested, do take a look at it. We also offer different tiers as well, so you get different things. Anyway, we've got to go. We've got a very important meeting to do now. So we're on our way.
So see you soon.
Thank you for watching.
Thank
see
you.
you soon.
Bye.
Bye.